Tell us who you are and...
Right, Norman Grider, Bee Watch. Going back to 2017-18, we started using loads of hives.
Yes.
And we needed a quick way of shutting the hives up because they were using pesticides local to us.
Ah, this is quite relevant to us actually.
Right,
we
okay.
have a few sites that are the same.
Right. Yeah, so the issue we got is we then found that the pesticides got banned, neonicotinoids.
Yep.
But they're the other pesticides like Roundup that are the real issue.
Right.
What we then noticed, totally by chance, is wasps would not go through the entrance.
Okay.
Right. And what we developed was a round entrance so you could quickly stick a plug in the hole.
Yes.
And when we had 49 hives going into the winter of 2019-20, and you could shut the whole apiary up in 11 minutes.
So that goes directly into the brood box, is it?
That, right.
And the bees use that as the entrance?
There's the entrance.
Yeah.
But there is the entrance. It's another entrance on the inside.
Right.
So, first thing it does, it blocks all drafts. Second thing, this is our standard hive. Solid floor, what we call a basement box.
Yes.
Because it's solid floor, there's no drafts down there. The queen will lay down there and they'll keep the floor clean. They'll recycle the wax, which means they're not consuming honey and producing moisture.
We actually use solid floors on our
Right,
hives
absolutely.
anyway.
Okay, so in the summer, we pull that out. And if it's really hot, we can pull that out if you want ventilation. Come the winter, we take our super off the top of stores, we take that away and clean it because it's had brood in it, and we put the super down the bottom, we put the brood back in, and we put the lid on, job done for the winter.
Great.
Simple. No crown board, no ventilated roof, right, and no queen excluder.
And it's the plugs you're selling, is it? The little
No,
ventilated?
the whole kit
The
is
whole kit inside?
4 lots of entrances on the inside which fit in the bee space.
I see.
Right? So they can defend here, but what you'll also notice on the video over there, because the hole is round, for millions of years bees have lived in trees with rotted out branch holes.
Yeah, yeah.
They know how to defend it.
Absolutely.
And it's a mechanical defense, right? You've got a round hole with the bees running like that. The wasp has to show its underbelly to the bee to get in. It makes it more vulnerable, right? And we only notice that totally by chance.
So go on, so what would this retail at per hive then?
Right, the standard kit comes with enough for 4 sets and the Forstner bit that drills the right size hole that takes the plug. I think that's 26 quid. But then follow-on kits, you don't need the drill bit every time.
No, you just need...
So you could do a whole apiary of 10 hives for 100 quid.
Which is a lot cheaper than replacing your bees if they die through poison.
Listen, I've got to replace them again this year because we have so much pesticide use of where we live that, you know... Listen, I'm doing a talk at last night.
No, thank you very much.
And if you look on YouTube, there's Butts Bees in Mississippi, she's using them. There's all sorts of people.
We'll put a link in that
them.
in the description as well.
Yeah, if you have a look through, you see loads of people done research on it. For me, what it does, it's not the shutting up in a hive, it's stopping the wasp getting in, right? And what you notice here, we have no ventilation. There is no need for ventilation. And if you keep temperature high and humidity high, I haven't treated for Varroa for 6 years because Varroa does not breed in high temperature, high humidity.
It's interesting what you say about the wasp though, because I was having this conversation a few days ago with another beekeeper. Another mild winter, which ultimately will lead to more queen wasps surviving and more wasps this year.
When you take out all but one bung and you move the entrance up, there's no forced drafts, so they will carry on defending that colony. The bottom entrance is a fundamental problem. As soon as you get the cold weather, they all move up and the wasps can just wander in because the wasps are now around.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
I'm Szymon from Intelligent Hives. We created the device that is used for the beehive monitoring. It can measure, for example, weight, so we know if the hive is full, and
so
we can
ideal for winter instead of hefting hives.
Yeah, and additionally we can measure, for example, temperature from the hive. It's very useful, for example, in winter because if there is if we observe the rapid drop in the temperature, we can see that there is something wrong with this hive and it's probably dying out. Additionally, we are working right now on the second device that will connect to this one and it will be much cheaper. For example, 70 pounds.
Okay. For an individual hive. And what would this one retail at?
This retails at 150 pounds, something like that.
So, I mean, for a small beekeeper, it might be a little bit more achievable. You know, if you've got a couple of hives, but obviously if you've got several hives, it starts adding up. So I think I can see that it's solar powered as well.
Yeah, it's solar powered. Like we estimated that the device can run on just batteries for like 3-4 months, but if it have solar panel and it's mounted in the correct way, it can run indefinitely.
So we managed to grab Lawrence from Black Mountain Honey. Obviously he's really busy today, so we're really lucky to grab him. So thanks for giving us 5 minutes of your time.
My pleasure.
Back at the Beekeeping show, so you was here last year. What do you make of it this year?
It's brilliant. It's really good to see like so many more people here. So I think there's more people here, there's more stands, there's more equipment, there's more kind of innovations from people. It's really good.
Good, fantastic. I know most guys on our channel as well, you certainly know Lawrence, and when I first started beekeeping, you were one of the guys I looked to find my way around beekeeping. So obviously we've progressed a little bit now to bee farmers.
Yeah, love it.
So what's your main aims for this year? What have you got planned?
Just to kind of keep things steady, I've got my wife's pregnant, so she's due to give birth in like 3rd of June. So just trying to keep things.
Just
so
the one?
Yeah, just the second. This will be the second, but just trying to keep things steady.
Well, you just one. We've got twins at home, 2-year-old twins.
Oh, brilliant!
But we thought we were only having one at the time, so hopefully
really?
No surprises for you.
Oh yeah, I don't want that. We've had lots of scans and it definitely looks like only one, but you never know, do you? It could be hiding somewhere.
So will that change the way you do things this year? Are you going to commit a bit more time to being at home or just carrying on with the bees and whatnot?
So I've got like a full-time job outside of bees that I'll be off on like parental leave for about 15 months. So that would be nice.
Yeah.
And then the queens and the nukes will go on as normal.
Because I know obviously the queens and the nukes are massive now. You know, they're everywhere on social media and obviously doing loads. So how many nukes are you running now open to sell? Oh, you're completely sold out now.
So we sold out of the overwintered nukes. Yeah, we don't normally give that away, but we've done quite a lot of nukes.
Yeah.
I never like to say like how many.
I
I
appreciate that. Yeah.
But it's more than we expected. Like we set ourselves a target and we've sold like a lot more than we thought we were going to sell.
And so will you be increasing that next year, or?
No, so I'm not one. I'm the most risk-averse person in the world.
A bit like my wife.
And what I don't want to end up with is do like however many nukes, and I can't sell 50% of them. So I think we'll just stick where we are.
Because you know you can get offloading.
We can get rid of them. We can make sure that we focus on the quality. So for us, it's making sure that everyone's like really happy.
So yours are proven overwintered nukes, aren't they? So
it's true, yeah. So the vast majority of the ones that we sell are overwinter, but we do sell summer nukes and spring nukes as well because it's easier to have that buffer in terms of the demand. So if we fix a certain amount for overwintered, and if we just sold out, like we would be sold out now, we wouldn't have any more. So we started taking orders for spring nukes. But there's one hidden benefit to spring nukes, because we sell bees to people generally who have got maybe like 1 or 2 beehives or who have never kept bees before in their life. And the worst thing that can happen to them is that they get their first colony of bees and they swarm. So if you get an overwintered colony and you don't know what you're doing with it, and they build up and they're like super strong like that, then you could be in a bit of an issue. But if you have a summer nuke and you're getting it kind of like middle of May, by the time they've built up, it's past the worst part of the swarming season. So you're giving someone like a really good year of learning before they get into like the proper season next year. So I think there is a place for them as well.
So last question for you then. If you could talk to Lawrence 10 years ago when you first started beekeeping, what's the one piece of advice you'd give yourself now, knowing what you know now?
I'd give myself 10 pieces of advice. I would give myself, there's so much stuff that I wouldn't do that I've done. If you ask my wife, she'd probably say maybe don't start a beekeeping.
Vicky's the same.
Literally just don't start it. But I think now she's come around to the fact that it was probably a good thing to do, a good thing to start. Definitely standardise early on. So don't buy all of the different bits of kind of hive equipment and try and fit them together, because it is a nightmare. Standardise, definitely diversify as much as you can in terms of what you sell. So try and do queens, try and do nukes, maybe like trap propolis, beeswax, like everything that you possibly can, and try and cover all of those different markets. And then social media is everything. So for us, like if we didn't have our YouTube channel, I wouldn't still be a beekeeper.
I mean, it's been a steep learning curve. It's not a natural thing for me, social media. I'm a watcher rather than doer in terms of social media.
You're too modest. He's great, isn't he?
But obviously it's something I've had to adapt to, and without social media, I completely agree. You're pretty much wasting your time. You've got to put yourself out there and promote yourself, and ultimately social media is the only way to do it, isn't it?
It is, and what's really interesting about it, like I spend my life trying to go viral. Like I put so much effort into it and so much thought and planning into the videos, and it's never happened. Yeah. Like it's literally never happened up until yesterday, when a video has gone kind of like partially viral. It's got like 1.6 million views.
Which one's that one?
In 2 days, and it is the worst video in the world. It's a video of a guy putting my suitcase on the plane with some pink frames in it. It's the worst video I've ever filmed, and it's got 1.6 million views. So there's a good lesson in there, which is don't try that hard, because it'll just happen.
We have something similar, not as many views, but we get, powering around with content and hashtags and what's going to go viral. And one of our most popular videos on TikTok was just me rushing my phone out my pocket, filming a swarm that's about to leave our hive. No music, no, nothing to it, and it's just the amount of views. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show sometimes we are trying to earn, aren't we? Yep. We'll get there. We'll get as good as Lawrence one day.
Oh yeah, you're pretty good.
Lawrence, thank you very much for your time. I know you're busy.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Care.
So we've had a fantastic but busy day around the beekeeping show. We spoke to some fantastic YouTubers and people and suppliers. We've just jumped in the truck now. We're going to head home, back to reality. Hopefully get this edited and out to you guys. But for you guys who've been along, hope you had a really good time. We've got some great bargains, and for anyone else, you've enjoyed our content and see what's to offer at the beekeeping show. Thank you so much for all our subscribers and viewers who actually came up and said hi at the show. It's really humbling and quite strange, to be honest. And thank you to Griff, Lawrence and Richard for taking the time to come and speak to us and giving up some of their precious time.